Hey guys, and welcome to episode 8 of How I Made My First $1 Million. Today is May 1st, 2021. Assets at $272,000, not bad. That's up $13,000 from last month. Liabilities at $73,000, that's unchanged. Net worth $199, knocking on the door of $200,000. Of course, up $13,000, same as the assets. So yeah, probably there was a day throughout the month where my net worth was over 200,000, but I don't check it on a day-to-day basis, so I don't know. But anyways, very exciting. Nothing to complain about. It's a nice step on the journey. Yeah. Okay. So how am I feeling? What am I thinking? What am I doing? Okay. I feel good, generally speaking. I mean, obviously, this is nothing to complain about. I don't think I have anything to complain about. In my last video, I mentioned having like back and neck and shoulder pain and even a headache. That's all gone. I think I've sort of like transitioned that into a different form of self-sabotage. As I self-diagnose, right? That's all I'm doing here. But I've spent a lot of time this past month playing video games. A lot of time playing video games. Probably more time playing video games than doing anything else, like working or reading or learning or walking or anything. So it's probably like 5 to 6 hours a day, almost every day. Usually at night, like right after dinner, I'll play for 5 or 6 hours and go to bed. So I'm trying not to judge that as good or bad. It's just something I'm doing. So I don't know if that will continue or not. We will see. But it is like definitely taking away a lot of time and mental energy, obviously, from other things like working on 1 or 2 YouTube channels, writing a book, anything else I want to do. So it's just something I'm aware of. Okay, what else am I doing? Well, with the other YouTube channel, I made a nice transition to having more interviews. So I think I mentioned in the last video that I hired 3 virtual assistants to help me find guests to do video chats, like basically podcasts. And that is awesome. That is awesome. So in the last month, they found me at least 20 guests, 25, something like that. And I haven't spoken with all those guests. I haven't even scheduled times to meet, but they've said, yeah, I would love to be on the show. When are you free? Send me some details, whatever. So I have to follow up with them, but I have been waiting a little bit. I don't want to go too fast because I don't want the well to run dry, which sounds ridiculous with having like 20 or 25 guests lined up. But I want to make sure that any implementation I make to the channel, for example, going from 1 interview a week to 2 interviews a week to 3 interviews a week, whatever change I make, I want to make sure it's sustainable. Like I don't want to go to 3 videos a week and then come back down to 1 video a week or go a month without having any. So I'm just being very careful about growing too fast. I'm just cognizant of that. Like I don't want growth for the sake of growth. I want growth because I enjoy it and can sustain it. So I will probably move from 1 video a week to 2 videos a week very, very soon. So that's what I'm doing. That feels good. Yeah, what else? I was offered a job writing articles, basically financial articles, and I turned it down for now. So I wasn't looking for a job. It just was presented to me, and I turned it down for several reasons. Basically, the job would have been writing articles 1 or 2 or 3 a week. I don't know if that would constitute full-time or not. We didn't make it to that part of the conversation, but I turned it down for now, partly because it's on behalf of a company, and I'm worried or apprehensive or very aware that when I write for a company or do anything for a company, I have to do things that are aligned with their values. And often in the past, like when I've worked at pretty much almost any company, at some point there comes a time where I have a moral dilemma where the company wants me to do something that conflicts with my personal values. And I don't like that. So the solution is to just not work for another company. And I don't know if I'm going to, just be rigid about that my entire life. I mean, that's a little ridiculous. But for now, I know with this particular company, we definitely don't see eye to eye on certain important macro financial topics. So I know that I would have to censor myself and not speak honestly in the articles that I would write, and I didn't want to do that. So that's the main thing. On top of that, it's just one extra thing to add to my plate, and I don't want to spread myself too thin, because if I'm working on 5, 6, 7, 8, 10, however many different things, it's hard to make progress on any of them. So yeah, that's just sort of like an added reason. And I mean, it has nothing to do with the money. And one thought I had, actually, this is pretty important, is I asked myself, would I take this job if I didn't get paid? And the answer is no. Like, the only reason I would do it is for the money. And I'm like, that was easily the answer that I needed to come to. Like, as soon as I realized that, it was like, okay, well, then I'm not taking the job. Like, if I wouldn't do it for free, I'm just not going to do it. So it's just my opinion, Okay, so what else? Boom. Spent a couple days in nature this past month, 48 hours camping, 2 nights. That was awesome. No electronics. It was really, really great to get back to nature, so we're probably going to do more of that for sure. There's something else. Okay, one other thing I'm doing is learning Spanish. So I've tried to learn Spanish in the past and didn't really put my heart and soul into it, just sort of went through the motions and checked the box. Okay, I did 30 minutes of Spanish today. But I'm approaching it in a different way this time around. So I've actually hired 2 Spanish tutors that I video chat with for an hour each, once a week. And yeah, it's awesome. I mean, it's super embarrassing. like I cannot speak Spanish at all, so I fumble over my words constantly, and I have to fall back on English, or I choose to fall back on English very, very often. But I'm making progress. And I'm also using Duolingo and making flashcards. I've written down flashcards, but I haven't actually studied them, which is kind of funny. But yeah, that's the journey. So yeah, I mean, I'm very, very interested to learn Spanish. Some of you guys know that I went to Mexico in 2019 for 8 months. Did a road trip with the fiance and our dog and cat, and we knew a couple words of Spanish, but we couldn't form sentences or certainly not have a conversation. And we didn't really learn Spanish when we were there, and it was kind of disappointing. We were so busy working and that we didn't do it. So it's time. I want to learn Spanish, and ultimately I want to learn many other languages too, but I think Spanish makes sense as a second language. So yeah, learning Spanish, and very excited for the future. So thanks, guys. See you next month.